FC Barcelona faithful, I can proudly announce we have got the business done. We have brought in 3 mid-season transfers to reinforce the ranks to make sure we can charge on towards winning the Stone League, getting promoted and realising all the glory this year. MFL did their latest pack drop and there was maybe a wee glitch or a wee hiccup or two, but eventually they all got out there, they all got sold and the market has been buzzing with activity. In the video today I'll show you the 3 players we signed, what positions they cover and what we're going to establish as being plan B for the final games of the season as we look to, go on and win the division and all that good stuff. At any point in the video, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or anything like that, please do like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. If you're brand new to MFL and you haven't opened up your account yet, there's a link in the description in this video that'll get you a free player once you've bought your club license, which is essentially just like buying the game. By clicking on that link, you support me and all the content here at the channel, so I sincerely thank you for anyone that does click on that link and sign up directly. It goes a long way to supporting the content here at the channel. If you do get stuck or if you've got any questions, of course, jump into the comment section and I'll do my best to come and sort you out. And if you're totally new around here, MFL is an open network football management game where you build your own club, you sign your own players and you compete against everyone else who's doing the same thing. I've had a great bit of fun with it, and this season 3 feels like we're getting to really the end of our kind of beginner's arc, as it were, on the game. We're getting a really good understanding of all the tactics and all the different areas of minutia there is across the market and everything else in the game. And yeah, let's just go and get stuck straight into this one, because I was waiting for this player pack to drop. After the mid-season transfer window opened, you guys were telling me, Quinny, the market's not the best time right now. Wait till the packs come out and everything will fly around. I went into the market, we sent some offers around for some okay players. None of them actually materialised, but off the back of the pack drops coming out, where everything has been sold out, it looks like in the shop here, the market has been alive with activity. There's many more players now available, and it does feel that a lot of managers have used this window to upgrade, so I need to think about the competition I'm against, as well as how I've managed to strengthen my own ranks here. So for any of these that are still kind of bumping around trying to find some players, the free transfers, the free agents, the loan market, however you want to think of it, there's actually tons of players available at the moment. And the great thing about MFL, because it is like a kind of metaverse, it's like its own little universe of football, they've done a great job on controlling the player supply. So I do quite enjoy how difficult it can be to find players. You don't want it to be super easy for everyone to go and get a squad of a good enough level. You do want it to be like real world football, that there's not enough players to go around and talented guys are, highly sought after. But I had a few, well, we can only sign 3 players in this window, and I had a few different options to kind of weigh up here. What is the plan B formation we're going to go for, and then ultimately what sort of players do I need to bring in to allow me to play a different formation to rotate all of my plan A, all of my best 11 guys. And throughout this period, we have sent tons of offers. It has been absolutely a nightmare trying to get deals done. But one of the first deals we got done here was for Patrick Wyland, who is going to be our left winger. He's 5'7". He comes in from Deeg N3. I really like this guy's pace. His dribbling and his passing is just about where we need it to be as well. Shooting and defence could have been a little bit better but for being a 73 rated winger and being like in the plan B aspect of the club, I felt that those key attributes were enough to bring Patrick Wyland in here. But as soon as we'd brought in a left winger, the next thing we then had to do was get a right winger, because one of the things I was weighing up was if I was going to add on wingers, because I didn't have any wingers at the squad, if I have a left winger, I need a right winger, or if I got a left mid, I would want a right mid. Now I was trying to find guys that were capable of playing both positions just to give me real flexibility, but there just wasn't that many of them actually available. And Wyland here can only really play left wing. He can play left mid a tiny bit, but it's not really a great option. We followed that up by bringing in Leonardo Dominguez here as well, who is a right winger, but he doubles up as having a secondary position for striker. And this was a real weight off my shoulders, because I only do have the 2 strikers, and ideally, although I want to rotate them into different shapes and give the opportunity to rest and relieve one, I do need another forward to maybe come in and help carry that load when we're in, the 4-4-2 diamond shape. So having a guy like this with 85 pace that could cover both positions, I felt was, a decent little stopgap. He is only rated 70, so his other stats are a bit weak. Shooting and dribbling, I could have done with being a little bit better, but with 76 passing, we can just about get away with that. And he comes on loan from Lionel 7. And then the third transfer we managed to bring in is Eloy Molina, the 6'1", 21-year-old left-footed Spanish centre mid here on loan from Japes or Japes. And his stats are really good. You know, passing is high, defence is high, pace is very good for a centre mid, and his dribbling very acceptable. Physical and shooting could be a bit better, but genuinely, like, this guy might actually work into my best 11 throughout this season. He's a very good centre mid and is well-rounded. He can play in centre defensive midfield as his primary position, which in my best 11 is probably where he would come into it. But for rotating, he can play in centre midfield, which is the flex position that I really needed here. So a guy that actually enhances the best 11 as well as helps me to rotate the second 11. I thought this was a great get. And I'd set myself a limit, a budget, because I hadn't brought in any loan transfers. I hadn't given away any rev share. Now, I'm going to probably finish top 3, if not win the division. So I will have some decent MFL to cut in some of these guys that are going to be giving me these loans. With Dominguez, we managed to get it done for just a nice easy 6%, which is fun. With Wyland, we managed to get that for 5%, but we had to throw on an extra 2% and guarantee him some game time just to get that deal done. So I'm very much incentivized to keep him, to have him feature in 5 of the remaining 10 matches of the season. And for Molina here, I only wanted to give about 5 or 6% for this, but the guy messaged me back saying, I've already got 10% available on the table and I want a minimum match. So I lifted this up to 6% because I was thinking, hey, I'm actually going to win the division, so my rev share, that 10% of nothing is not as good as my 6% of winning the division. But I threw on a huge chunky clause here of +7 if he doesn't feature in five matches or more. So I really do need to make sure Molina does feature. I don't think it's going to be too hard with the calibre, with the quality that he offers into the mix here. And if we don't hit the criteria, we will go way over budget. But as long as we make sure these guys play the right amount of matches, we've only actually given away 17% rev share, which is brilliant because I'm greedy. I want to keep as much of my MFL as I can possibly get. And hopefully some of those guys I've got out on loan can go and help me snag some. But yeah, looking at the best 11 as it sits now, I could easily see Molina coming in here to replace club hero Christoph Will. It just feels like that is a huge upgrade situation into that midfield where he could really make a big difference. Now, Will still actually, I think, has some better defensive statistics than our boy here. Like, oh no, he doesn't actually. Defense is 68. I thought it was higher than that for some reason. Oh, it's his shooting. He's got 73 shooting, big Will. So he likes to smash one from the edge of the box. But it means now I can go out and I can finally start fleshing out my tactics over the next couple of games. The first game we've got back, which at point of recording is today after the winter break, is going to be against Casa Patrolice. Now, I'm a wee bit annoyed, right, that these guys haven't regained energy over this mid-season break because they've not played matches for 2 or 3 days. I thought they would have done some sort of recovery, but they've not. So against Casa Patrolice, we've got that game before we play Southern Fire, which is a 6-pointer top of the table game, and we then play Manchester Red, which is a team that we can highly rotate against before then getting into the rest of the business end of the season. So against Casa Patrolice and Manchester Red, I need to rotate. We do have Sputnik off the back of Manchester Reds, but then the only other game where I feel that I could maybe relieve the squad a little bit is going to be that Common Farms Aregua match, which has 4 games thereafter, which are very much 6-pointers, Stuttgart, Kundera, Athletic Club Lyon, and Effigy Tenderfleet. These clubs are all right in amongst where I am in the table. And once we get to the last 4 games of the season, maybe 1 or 2 of them will be cut adrift. Maybe I'll be a little bit further clear from some of them. But in terms of the level of their squad and how tight these games have been already, this is going to be a really difficult, a really tricky final 10 games of the season. And I think that the next 3 games, how I manage the squad, maybe the next 4, is really going to dictate how strong I can make the team and how much I can really pick who I want to pick for the games that I want to lean into. And in the first game with the new signings, I'm going to be debuting all 3 of them. We're going to have a lot of rotation come into the squad. We're going to keep Lecoq and is starting forward here, and we're going to rest Hamid and Nasser for this one because both of them are on 82 and 85%. We can maybe just about get away with playing Lecoq in this position here. That'll allow Nasser some good time to rest and recover before then we go to play Southern Fire. And we'll probably need to play Dominguez up front. The rest of this starting 11 should be well rested. There will be a question mark on Will or Molina. There will be a question mark on Lecoq and Dominguez. And depending on the progression, left back and centre back is still kind of open. And then we should be able to go into the Manchester Red game, kind of rotating everything again. And giving us that ability to then kick on for the final 7 games of the season, having everyone in a nice ebb and a flow on rotating and making sure that we're keeping everyone in the 90s in terms of their energy levels and making sure that they're progressing well, as well as actually winning and getting us some points and all the rest of it. Have we had any progression since the transfer window? I don't think we have. There's been a bunch of you guys challenging me at friendlies, which has been good fun. We did that on a live stream this week, and I look forward to being live next week for some MFL action. I just thought I would do a little update video so you can see the players we've brought in, the tactics we're looking to deploy, and wish us luck. At point of recording, it'll be tonight against Casa Patologici, but by the time you're watching this, the game we've got tonight is going to be against Southern Fire. Huge 6-pointer for FC Barcelona. Before, we've actually then got 2 days off, which is nice, but again, these days off don't really help the energy levels, so we need to not get too excited about having days off, because it doesn't actually mean anything, to be quite honest with you. Let me know how you guys are getting on in Season 3. In the mid-season transfer window, did you manage to reinforce the ranks? Did you manage to get some players maybe even out on loan? Try and get you some rev share from some other clubs that might be kicking and screaming on their way to promotion this year. On screen there now some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one.